You need a new kidney. You've been on the waiting list for 3 years. You're getting worse. And someone just slipped you a number. No clinic, no insurance form, no official record, just a flight, a hotel room, and a surgeon who doesn't officially exist. This is the black market for human bodies, and it is far larger and far closer to home than you want to believe. Here's the number that makes this entire industry possible. Right now, in the United States alone, over 100,000 people are waiting for an organ transplant. Every single day, 17 of them die waiting. Legally, you cannot buy or sell an organ anywhere in the world, except one country, Iran. Iran runs the only legal kidney market on earth. Everywhere else, supply and demand don't care about the law. And when a gap that big exists, someone fills it. And this isn't new, not even close. Go back to 1820s Edinburgh. One of the world's greatest medical schools had a problem. They needed cadavers to teach anatomy. Legally, they could only use the bodies of executed criminals. That wasn't nearly enough. So a black market appeared almost instantly. Resurrection men, body snatchers, dug up fresh graves at night and sold corpses directly to professors. No questions asked. Two men, William Burke and William Hare, eventually decided grave robbing was too slow. They murdered 16 people and sold the bodies for dissection. The anatomy professor never asked where they came from. Demand creates supply. It always has. Fast forward to today. The mechanics have changed. The logic hasn't. The modern black market for organs is called transplant tourism. Here's how it works. You're wealthy, sick, and desperate. A broker connects you to a network. You fly somewhere with cheap labor, corrupt hospitals, or loose enforcement. Pakistan, Egypt, the Philippines. There, a donor, almost always desperately poor, has agreed to sell a kidney. They were promised somewhere between $2,000 and $10,000. They often receive less. Sometimes nothing at all after the surgery. You pay $100,000 to $200,000. The broker, the surgeon, the hospital, the middlemen all take cuts. The donor goes home with a scar and frequently complications that will follow them for life. The World Health Organization estimates illegal organ sales account for roughly 10% of all transplants worldwide. That's not a fringe statistic. That's tens of thousands of operations every single year. And organs are only half the story. Across the United States and Latin America, a different kind of black market surgery has exploded. Unlicensed cosmetic procedures performed by people with zero medical training. They operate out of apartments, hotel rooms, makeshift back clinics, and instead of medical-grade materials, documented cases have involved industrial silicone, cement, even tire sealant injected directly into patients. The victims often don't know for years, until the material starts migrating through their body. By then, the corrective surgery is far more complex and dangerous than the original procedure ever was. So why do people go? Same reason they always have. Cheaper, faster, no waitlist, no judgment. In 2010, a trafficking ring was broken up across the United States, Israel, and Eastern Europe. A broker named Levi Ishak Rosenbaum had been arranging kidney sales for over a decade. Buyers paid around $160,000 per kidney. Donors, mostly recruited from impoverished parts of the former Soviet Union, received around $10,000. When arrested, Rosenbaum said something prosecutors struggled to fully dismiss. "I never forced anyone. The donors agreed. The recipients were going to die. I helped both of them." And that's the part nobody wants to sit with. Because some economists and ethicists, serious, credentialed ones, argue that the real problem isn't the black market. It's that there's no legal, regulated alternative. Iran, the one country with a sanctioned kidney market, has a transplant waiting list of effectively zero. Nobody dies waiting for a kidney in Iran. Whether that's a policy worth following or a different kind of exploitation is one of the most genuinely uncomfortable debates in modern medicine. What isn't up for debate? 17 people will die today in the US, waiting for an organ that exists, just not legally. Black market surgery is frightening, but it exists for the same reason it always has. Someone needs something, someone else can provide it, and the official system is standing between them. Whether that gap gets filled by criminals, desperate people, or something harder to categorize depends entirely on which story you're looking at. Next time, we're going back to before any of this was possible. Back when surgeons operated without anesthesia, patients were held down screaming, and speed was the only mercy a doctor could offer. What was surgery like before anesthesia existed? It's worse than you think. Subscribe so you don't miss it.